Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. I haven't done one of these skate talks in a while, but I had a guest, so this is a special one, so stay there and enjoy it. Okay, so who do we got here? We got Adrien Anne. I would say that you're from France, but what's up?
Okay, what's up? Well, I was born in Lille, which is in north of France, and I started skating a lot in Belgium also while I was younger. Then I moved to the French Riviera.
We'll get there in a second. But the thing is,
So
are you still French?
Yeah, I'm French, definitely.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there, and we need to, because the people watching these, they might not know, but like for a long time, I always, probably no one knows it, I never even told you, but like for a long time when someone asked me like about skating coping, I always refer to you as like the reference. And we had this conversation a bit earlier today.
Yeah.
Because we were playing a little weird thing, which we'll talk about later. And
Or not.
but the thing is, I always looked at you as a hero when it comes to skating coping. I didn't match you like in the early 2000s, but it was like in the 2000s. But there's a lot more from you skating, as you told me before this today, than just the coping. So let's get to the beginning.
Okay.
How old were you when you really started? And like really started. I don't care if it was aggressive skates or not. Even if it was just like.
Basically, I was about 8 years old, I think, when I discovered inline skating. Like my cousins, I was always chilling at my cousins, two girls, and one of them got like skates as a present.
Christmas or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a birthday. Yeah. So I was like, wow, it's so cool. I want to try it. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, just try it. And then I put the skates on, and I never stopped going around the table, and you know, like
that was inside the house.
Just inside the house, and I was like, wow, that's so fun. And then I didn't really think about skating or anything for a long while, until I saw Bercy, like
on TV and Eurosport.
On TV, on Eurosport, and it was like '94 or something like this, like one of the first one.
It was after the X Games, so it's gotta be after.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first one that was when Rodolphe Spicer won.
Yeah.
And that was already after the X Games, because they were already doing 270 back slides. So that was like 96 probably. The first X Games was 95, and that was the winter, probably winter.
No, they were not doing this.
Probably
it was not big. It was Thierry Lallemand that won, and they were like doing back UFOs and stuff like this. It wasn't like really big at the moment. It was not the Fanta where there's Aaron and all that stuff. That was 97.
No, that was after. I'm talking about the first one that I've seen. Randy Spicer won with. He did 270 back. Tom Alquist was competing.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's it. But yeah. Anyway, I was like around that time, because I started in '94. End of '94, and the reason I started is just like I was going to the football soccer club, like whatever you call it, like soccer club if you're American, football if you're from the UK.
Whatever, kick the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So I was doing this since I was 5, and I was passing in front of a spot where everybody were skating.
Like a skate park or just a street spot?
No, street spot. There was one ledge in the city, and everybody skated there. They would bring like a bank and just throw a 180 and like
do the high jump.
Try to grab.
It seemed like the high jump.
That was not high jump, but it was more like street style.
Okay.
And I was like passing there every Wednesday, and I was like, wow, that's shit.
Every Wednesday.
That shit is getting crazy. Like there's more and more people doing it, and it's like really cool. And then I got the chance that, it's a chance, but it's not for this guy. That it was from my area, and he just broke his leg or something.
Oh my god, I got the chance.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
me
got
it
it.
was a chance, and yeah, for him too, because he broke his leg and he was like, Adrien, I'm stuck now. I cannot skate. I cannot do anything. He has like chapters, roses, and I was like, wow, so good. The skates and just came out at the moment, and I was like, wow, yeah, I really want to try these skates, but I cannot afford it. And I was like, okay, what we're gonna do is like I'm gonna swap your skates with my whatever it was at the time, like Mega Drives. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was going to say that. So many people that I know changed their first skates for
Yeah.
like a console.
Yeah. So he was like stuck home. He was like, oh yeah, that's such a good idea. And I started like this, and then it went crazy because I just started swapping skates for skates all the time. Like I would like custom my skates and swap. But the first real skate that I had, it was way before that. Not aggressive. It was the rollerblade.
But how old were you at this time?
That was 94 when I got the skate that
So
was not aggressive.
You were like 12. You're 82, right?
I'm 38.
So it's 82 or 81?
83.
I thought like, oh, he doesn't know what you do.
No, I was like, what 83? Yeah. Yeah, no, so the first one were the Spirit Blades, exactly, from Rollerblade, and I had that, and I saw some people skating, and I wanted to grind too, and that was before all of this. So my father made like sole plates.
So you might need to get closer to the mic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my father made a sole plate in metal on the side. Like he created the first sole plate for a fitness skate, and I started to skate like this and doing tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I think we all did it. Like I used to also
Yeah.
make like crazy things because there was not accessible.
Yeah, there was nothing, or it was right at the beginning, and it was hard to access to this, especially in the north of France, where it was like in the middle of nowhere, and nobody cared about this. And yeah, after a while I started grinding and stuff, and I was still in football, and as I said, I was passing every time, and I would see more and more people, like over 60 people, like.
And you already had some skate with sole plates, like.
Yeah. And then I swapped the console for the skates, and that's how it started. Like, okay, I got proper skates now. I'm gonna learn proper tricks and stuff, and we were buying the magazines. One guy got the first Hawks video and the bottom line, and we would watch this all afternoon over and over. And like every magazines that would come, we would try to get it to see the new tricks, like
Let me ask
first
you, did you
Fabergé
also,
and
because
stuff.
you, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
You're from like a small town, like I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone else ever had the same, but I remember because being from a small town, it was not as easy to get magazines. Sometimes they wouldn't send the magazine, they send the magazine like Roller Mag and whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember almost every day when I was coming back from school home, I would go to the magazine place, and when they had it, I would run home to try to get the money because it was like 5 years, not 5 years, it was Milch Kuch, which is like close to 5 years.
Something like that.
So I would never get that money. I would need to come back home to ask my mom for money. And I was like, I remember running back and just thinking like, I hope no one buys it. I hope no one buys it. I hope no one buys it. But now thinking, of course no one bought it. I was the only one getting it.
Yeah. Mine was really a small town, but like I said, there was about 65 skaters at the time. It was really crazy. Like there was an association, and they start buying a few models and stuff that we could set up easy and do demos and stuff. And there was it was really fun. Like it was the best time of rollerblading because it was like every new tricks was like a revolution, and like we started with just UFOs and souls, and then we saw all the new tricks coming, and we were like, wow, this guy did that, or this did this, or did you see the American soil or the French soil. You saw that
I know.
there was
It's
different
American.
like this. So basically, that there is the soil that where it's the sole all the way like a sole grind, and the other one like
The toyal.
Yeah.
Well, the toyal was the French or the American?
Yeah, I don't remember right now, but yeah, there was a lot of difference that we don't even notice now, like royals with imperials and shifties. So shifties were just the frame, and then the frame plus the boot was a royal, and then
That's why people call shifty royal.
yeah, and then the imperial was only the boot. So yeah.
Okay, I just learned something.
Yeah.
Shifty just frame, shifty royal, like
Yeah.
royal with the boot.
Yeah.
But nowadays we only have boot.
Yeah. Nowadays we don't
Shima did a
pay
lot.
attention to these
Shima
details.
did a lot of what's the name of imperial shuffle.
Imperials, yeah. Yeah, so it was totally a different generation. Like now, full torque, and back in the day it was fabric.
Yeah, fabric limit.
Yeah.
The pleasure to roll. I remember I started learning German in my 10th grade, and one of the first questions that I made when I went straight to my what does Farvid Nugan mean?
Yeah.
The pleasure to roll.
No, but yeah, it's totally different generation, and it was really cool to see all the new tricks coming up and trying, like just trying.
But it's funny because you were saying that for you, like it was the best times in skating. I can't agree with it, but at the same, because I think we as humans always find ways to really like where we are right now, even as much as we complain, because everyone complains.
Yeah,
we're
especially the French.
No, we're complainers. But at the end of the day, if we really don't like where we are right now, we're not doing it.
Yeah. No, I mean I like where I am now, but it was the best time of the day because I really wanted to progress. It was something new, so it was the different atmosphere than now. Now, of course, I enjoy skating because I have the experience. I don't fall that much, except when you give me a pair of skate 2 size up with,
That's things from another episode.
No, but I really enjoy skating because I went to a point where I got a lot of experience and I can really enjoy skating without falling and with doing what I really want to do. And I can also pay more attention to how I do it than rather learning. When you learn, you don't pay attention to the style.
I feel that part.
Because you need to learn the trick first and master it, and then you can think about the style or think about how fast you go or how it looks on camera. Because now it's all about camera and fast consuming skating, right? It wasn't back in the day. You could as long as you did the rail until the end, it was counted and it was fun. Yeah, it's different.
But like you were talking about this, paying attention to detail, and I've been skating with you. I skated with you today. I started skating yesterday and today, and there is one thing: is you're not a kid anymore, but you still skate. No, you were honestly. I never looked at you as the craziest skater, but I always looked at you as a very technical skater. But people tend to lose their skills. I didn't saw that when I saw you skate. You're just like what you were talking about, being more refined. And I've seen a lot of refined skaters that do a short amount of tricks. I'll talk about myself. For a long time, I made a pro career for 5 tricks. Not 5. I can do I have a lot of basics in skating. But there was a time when I was living from skating, not from what I do now.
Yeah.
I did 5 tricks and true misses, negative acids, backs of Venice, true misses, and that was
But doing a true mizu on the pair of ledges or something like this.
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention to that style or anything. But even those 5 tricks, I knew that I could do them. But you can do everything. How can you refine everything? How does that work?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think that in my career, I wanted to achieve most of the tricks. So I really went to for hard tricks and also hard combos and everything. So I really pushed myself and wanted to do it both sides and everything. But I didn't really pay attention to the style or to the way it looks or anything until now, where I did all the tricks that I wanted, kind of. And because you can always do
Yeah, of course.
more.
There's always more. You can
Yeah.
always put a 900 before that.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, now I pay more attention about the style and the skating itself, because I think that's what's in the end stays. Like, it's not only the trick. I thought about the trick only when I was younger. Now I think about the whole perspective about rollerblading. Rollerblading can be really beautiful without even a trick.
Yeah, it's I'm 300% with that. There's some guys out there, like, example, Joe Atkinson can ride a bull. In my opinion, just ride. Or like I remember like the last Winter Clash, that was that little mini bull that they put on the back.
Yeah.
Just watching him doing just front rails and front unities and just cruising that bull.
Yeah.
For me, was more amazing than the rest of the event. But that's.
Yeah, because he practiced a lot. Like, he put himself in like in not as a competitor, but like he really wanted to live from skating, and he pushed it himself and skated every day, and you can really see it in skating now. Like, when he went to the NL last year or the year before, he did all the transition in a skate park without knowing the skate park in 24 hours, because he's been skating so many different skate parks all over, and is just getting natural, which is really cool.
And then he goes to Åland and they make this street contest and he wins. It's just like, I guess like the more time you spend on your skates, the better you get.
Exactly, yeah. But at the same time, I've been there where I was skating every day. And when you skate every day, you stay in a comfort zone too, and you don't really push yourself. So meaning that you progress less fast. But you progress way more on your style and on the way you execute things. So, but it's really complicated to learn hard new tricks, because you get so out of this comfort zone that.
Did you ever felt like, I don't know if it's a common thing. I'm sorry that I'm bringing my stuff in, but like it happened to me quite a bit. I always progressed like after getting injured.
Yeah, of course.
When I came back, I would easily get injured because I don't have the time on skates, but I had new ideas.
Exactly.
And
because it's like a business or anything. Like, if someone, like for example, you sell fruits, and a lot of people start selling fruits next to you. If you don't stop and think about your business another way, you will end up being bad, because the other will have better ideas than you. It's the same in skating. Like, once you get injured, what you do, you're just having movies in your head all the time. Like, I do this trick, I do this, I do that, and then
I can mix this.
Yeah, oh, this one and this, I need to try this. But if you never stop, you just think about what you're doing at the moment, and it goes on and on. And I think it's everything like this. It's not only skating. It's like sometimes you need to take a pause and just like, okay, I'm gonna just I took, for example, a trip to Switzerland with my van by myself, and I went on top of the mountains and I looked at the horizon and everything, and I slept there by myself, and I truly helped. Like, it's you and the world.
That's literally what people say, like stepping back and looking from the outside. It's literally like.
Yeah, but it really helps, because you can't always be in the thing. Then you don't see anything, and you don't see anything. So that really helps. And in skating, I think it's the same. So it's good to skate every day. You will really progress on your style, progress on the execution of the tricks, but not really progress on new ideas and creativity that much.
I think it makes sense what you're saying, exactly. Let's go back to where you were with your history, your timeline with skating. So we were talking about like how you got into skating, and then we got into this part like of the philosophical part of the evolution and all that. But you became good, and from becoming good to become sponsored from brands. How did that happen? What was your first sponsor? What was your first sponsor?
So it's funny because my first sponsor is from Strasbourg, where I live now, and I just opened one Crazy Roller magazine, and it was saying like, "Oh, send your sponsor me tape to this address," and I did, and I got sponsored, and they just sent me. It was Fallinger at the time. And
yes, they have like I call it that.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, the pumpkin logo.
Yeah, logo. So they sent me like a T-shirt and a few flyers or whatever, and stickers, and I don't even remember what they gave me, but and they said, "Oh, you have a budget, whatever," and they said, "Okay, I'm going to the fees," and so I went to the fees, and then I compete.
Which fees was that?
That was 2001 or something.
Was that the one that they made the first street competition?
Yeah, there was this.
I was on that one.
Yeah.
Was that like the one that started
like,
raining?
There was a rail in the middle and two ledges.
The one that Etienne Montet did the top porn on that thing and broke the ledges? Etienne Montet won. The
contest, the street contest. Yeah, I was sick.
Was that one?
Yeah. No, I think it was before that.
No, that was the first one.
No. Oh yeah.
That was the town.
You talking about real street contest. I was talking about street as a street.
Yeah, the street. That was the one that Jochen Schmude won in pro.
Yeah, that was the
when Neilman went big wheels.
There was like this big plexiglass pro.
Yes, exactly.
I think it was the one, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. I was there too. That was my first.
Felix or Maiche killing the big ramps.
And Borja Fernandez.
Yeah, Borja. Yeah, I think that was the one. And I was there, like, was the first time. Like, I went to the Bercy MITA the same year.
How did you finish on that FIS? There was another Montpellier, that was Palavas. FIS
Palavas Les Flots, exact. I did, I think I did 9th or something, amateur or something like this, yeah.
I competed in pro. I got last. But I did one negative acid on the rail.
No, I did pretty good actually. Like I was impressed. Like I was doing like fakie bio, like in the ramps. I was doing like macchio to top acid on the rail, like flat down and stuff like this. Yeah.
The rail is the big rail was big.
Yeah, the big rail was big. I don't know what I did on it. Probably just as a regular trick. But yeah, like seeing my name with other, I don't know if it was pro or amateur. Like,
yeah, match one won in amateur and you competed in pro.
Okay, yeah, it's something like this, yeah. So that was my first year there. I didn't do good the first year. Maybe it was the second year I did 9th or something like this. I can't really remember, like
it's from not drinking.
Well, I'm drinking. I'm still drinking, just occasionally. But yeah, no. But it's been like I've been skating for like what 25 years or even more. It's crazy.
So then, from that with the Fallinger.
So Fallinger, yeah. Fallinger. So from Fallinger, and then they never pay me anything. So I said, okay, yeah, fuck that. I just stopped skating for them, and they and then I was like, okay, I need to find a sponsor. And there was a second IMITA in Paris, and I was like, okay. No,
I was on that one too.
It's La Défense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, okay, Remy, we need to go there, we need to kill it, blah blah, for Remy Mester. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So we go there. I was talking with Almighty SketchUp at the time, and I was like, I would really like to skate for you guys, and I'm really interested to skate for this shop. It's like it seems cool, and they were like, yeah, cool, yeah, come to the MIT, we see how you skate, and we might end up doing it. I'm like, all right, cool. I see the guy from Almighty SketchUp at La Défense, and I'm like, yeah, it's Adrien. He's like, what? Who? Yeah, I'm Adrien. I wrote to you on. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah.
Where were they from?
From Paris.
Okay.
Well, suburb. And he was like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. Well, go there, skate the rail, and we'll see, and blah blah. And he never came. In fact, it was just like, okay, well, I'm like, okay, fuck that guy. Then I went with Remy Meister. We skated the small rail that was on top because that was the only one that we could at the time. There was everyone everywhere.
Where was that? At the
On top there was like a small round like fat rail.
Oh, I remember that the aluminum rail.
Yeah, we started to skate that like a lot. Like people came and like, what are these guys doing and stuff, to jumps and crazy stuff. And then they started the competition, and it was the big triangle rail, right?
Yes.
On the right side. And I was like, yeah, Remy, fuck it. We're not in the thing, but let's get it. Fuck that shit, you know. They don't want us. We're gonna go in. Fuck it. So Remy started to skate. I started to skate too. Remy fell on the other side, broke his ankle.
Oh my god.
Twisted, yeah. So he got like I don't know. I don't remember if he broke it or if it was like a ligament thing or whatever. It was out, and I kept on skating. And I
what a friend! I kept on skating. I was there, really.
No, and I ended up in the Unity magazine in England with written unknown.
Oh, what were you doing?
Like backside full torque on this, yeah.
On the rail?
Yeah, on the triangle rail.
I did the best on that thing.
Yeah.
When I saw my thing, I was like, impossible to ever advance. It was me, Jordan Surly, which in my opinion is still one of the best skaters of all time.
Yeah.
Ben Weiss, which is known for being crazy.
Yeah.
And Chaz Sands.
Just sense. Was
And this guy called J Dick, I think that was it.
Yeah.
Not J Dick, the one that you know, but it's something Dick.
Alan Dick.
Alan Dick.
Alan Dick from
Yeah.
he's a crazy guy too.
Yeah.
From Scotland.
Yeah, the truth is, I don't ask me how I advanced with Jonah. Like I didn't want to do this. I remember that I wanted to do something like a Unity. I was doing it like Unity, and then I would, you know, like how you do the backslide to wild porn.
Yeah.
I was doing like Unity, and then lift my torque foot, backslide to Savannah up.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that, but when I did that, I got stuck. I did a front side, and then I went all the way up.
Yeah, that's.
I was just lucky with that shit. I advanced, but then.
Yeah, and then I was the second rail, and they said no, you can't skate anymore. You're not part of it. So I couldn't skate more. But yeah, that was cool to be featured in a magazine, even if there was no.
And from the magazine, that's when the stuff started coming. What skates were you skating then?
I can't even remember.
I always saw with USA. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I started skating
With the Ross's chapters.
with the Ross's chapters. Then I had like Argons. Then I.
So you are at an advantage. I'll explain this one day later.
No, then
I also had some.
Then I had like different type of skates. Then I had like the dirt skate.
Yeah, Dirk.
Dirt skates. Then I swapped for Cyrus. Then so many different skates that I had. And then there I don't remember what I was skating, but I think the first real partnership that I had, or like discount stuff, that was with Remedies. The first ever.
That was also my first one.
Yeah, so that was through Morad Tolba, which is Isam's brother. He died unfortunately, so
Rest in peace.
rest in peace. Yeah, and it was a really cool guy. He showed me a lot about competitions and all that stuff, because it's not a world that I knew. I came really from the streets. So. But well, anyway, he got me the skates for cheaper. I had to go to Marseille.
Like a discount, but like.
Yeah, like really.
Did he have a shop or?
No, he knew the guy from Remedies straight up, and I went to Marseille. I met up
Like
with Kevin Quentin,
Okay,
which had like the skate. He had to prepare the skates because it was all in different pieces, and he sold it to me for way cheaper. So that was my first.
Was it the white ones?
Yeah, well, grey and white or something like this. That was the Remedies.
That was like the
black with the kind of white greyish.
That was like the third skate already.
Yeah, the first one was with the
First one
black.
was white leather, black plastic,
Yeah.
red line.
Red line.
Then they made a R2D2, which is all black with the
Yeah.
red line.
Yeah.
And
And then
then
there was this one. Yeah. That was the first one that I got like as a partnership kind of. And so then I killed the skates in like 2 or 3 months.
but they were
They were like, yeah, they were so good, like really light. I could jump so high, I could do crazy tricks, and it was really, really fun to skate. But I was killing them so fast because they were like socks, like you were killing so fast. So after that, I needed to find like a sponsor, a real proper sponsor. So that's why I tried to get Almighty SketchUp, and this guy didn't really care when I went where after.
Oh, so you were skating remedies at the.
Probably, yeah. No, I don't remember. We need to check the Unity picture.
Okay, if someone has the Unity picture, please let me know.
Yeah. And so yeah, basically, Almighty SketchUp. Then they contact me. Oh, okay, Adrien. Yeah, that was really cool. Blah blah. I was like, oh, you didn't even look at it like at the beginning, and you didn't really care. Yeah, he was like, ah, yeah, but I didn't really took it seriously, and I didn't know that you could really skate and stuff. But we want to work with you.
I'm not not defending anyone, but as someone who works with brands for the past couple of years, the amount of emails that you have of people asking for sponsors.
Yeah. No, I get it. He said it like after. So many people ask me for sponsorship for dinner. I want to be kind, and I try to, not be bad with this, and I understand. But at the end, he said okay, and we started having a deal with Razors. That's when I passed on Razors.
Oh, I didn't hear about Razors.
Yeah, so I was on Razor Ski for France through Almighty. So I was getting the product from Latoll, which was actually Crazy Roll magazine too. And I had like 3 or 4 pairs, something like this.
I remember Remy being on Razors.
Yeah, that was after. He was on Remedies first also, I think. Something like, he was on Remedies after. Yeah, he was getting Razors at the MIT. Yeah, I remember. But it was his own skate, like the Shima, the white ones. Yeah. So basically I had like the Stockwell, I had the Harmonious, I had the Murda one. I had like a few pairs of Razors, and that's where I got my first interview in Crazy Roller, where I did 270 bucks area on that ledge at Austerlitz.
How is that?
That's like a big ledge in Paris, but then they anti-skates it, so you can't skate it anymore. Or you can still, but the rail under is like...
Oh, I remember that.
Like, yeah. So yeah, that was like just like that. We were in Paris, and the guy from Almighty was like, you want to do an interview with Adrien? Like, would be cool. And he was like, yeah, what would you shoot? And I was like, okay, I want to go to this spot and do 70 bucks a real. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And that happened, and it was cool. Like, got the interview, everything done. I was like, wow, I'm on Crazy Roller magazine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I was, like you said, like I was in this small town, and I was always looking for this magazine all the time, and now I'm in it. Remy was actually in it before me. Got an interview. We went, I think it was a Soyal on the rail in Paris too. The one where Julian did out of topsoul. Julian Kudo did out of topsoul and missed and fall on his head. I made him redo the out of topsoul because it was not clean, and he fell on his head. I was like, oh damn, Julian, sorry.
I don't know what that would really is, but I don't want to be your friend.
That's a small drop rail in Paris. I think it's Gare de Lyon, the Lyon station.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know Gare de Lyon. I'm thinking of the ledges. I always think of those.
That's a rail. This one is no rail. The ledge I got the interview on was Austerlitz. It's another station. Yeah, it was.
Is that the indoor?
Ledge? No, this one is
John did.
Where John did tricks. This is the same type of ledge. This one is indoor. It's Bibliothèque François Mitterrand.
Okay. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I looked at it like.
Yeah, there was also a rail on the right side with all the drop. Oh, it's really insane.
Did anyone do it?
I did it. I think I did top acid on it, but yeah. Then there's a lot of securities and stuff there.
Yeah,
We got fined, I think, for not having a ticket from the train because we just passed to skate.
And then after the interview, what happened?
After the interview, so I was still skating razors, everything was fine, and then there was a tour from USD in Paris, and so Almighty.
Was that a legacy tour?
No, Legacy tour was 2004. I was on it already, I think. Oh, was it? Yeah, maybe it was on the same tour that I went with them.
Who was on the tour?
No,
Carlos.
You're right. It's Carlos, Rashad. There was Billy O'Neill. There was Sagona. There was all the Russians, Andrei Zayzev, Gini Leonov, and yeah. So it was 2004 then, and they were looking for someone in France. And Almighty said, okay, go to that session because they were really looking for someone to sponsor in France, and it's going to be officially not like through the shop. It's going to be officially with them. So I was like, oh yeah, big opportunity to be on the team and stuff. It's really cool, like following my dream. So I went there and I started to skate.
Sorry, at that time wasn't Jeremy Jimenez on, or he just left?
I was on razors.
No, so that's when he left.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy was for a bit on USD.
At that time it was Etienne Montet on USD for France and Greg Leblanc.
Okay, but Jeremy at least got for a bit. There was a team USD, European team USD. That's when I got it. The team was me, Evgeny. Who was it? It was Jeremy.
I don't remember Jeremy.
Yeah, and it was
USD, but yeah, probably.
And Stefan Borngauer.
But Stefan was there also during the tour.
It was
Yeah. So during this tour, there was like a battle between the people there to be sponsored, kind of, without really knowing. And USD was thinking about like, we really like Clément Milo also skating.
I like
so yeah, they were like, okay, should we take Adrien or should we take Clément and stuff like that? And then we went to many different spots, and they ended up taking me. And then I was like, okay, I really want to go with you guys on tour. So they said, okay, there is a spot. So
and you're skating razors?
No, they gave me the skates straight up. Like I got the
Legacies?
skates. Yeah, it wasn't Legacies. I was the 7, the Lakers one.
Yeah.
You remember?
I remember I made a D-Mag.
Yeah.
That was my first review.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And so they were going to the MITA. I was like, oh yeah, that's my dream. I want to go to the MITA too in Amsterdam. That sounds really amazing. And they said, okay, we pick you up on the way. You live in Lille, right? Yeah, we pass through. So we pick you up somewhere there and we go. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. And so I said to my mom, okay, you have to drive me there, and we waited by the highway at night. That they come, they came a bit late. And
what's a bit late? Just out of curiosity, how many hours?
I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but it was in the night. It was like that was Mark Corti.
Mark Corti, bro. How long did you? I love Mark Corti, man.
No, that was amazing. At the time, they were like, they were getting rooms for so much money, and they were like, there was still a budget at this time. That was like really cool. And so they arrived, they picked me up, and they were like, okay, we're gonna go to Groningen first. So it's totally north of Holland. So we went there, and I was like, okay, I need to skate, blah blah. We started to skate a really weird drop rail with the Russians, with bikes under a really lot of drop, and I started skating with the Russians and everything. And then Saguna came to me and was like, "Oh, Adrien, you don't have to do it. Like, let the Russians get that kind of stuff. Don't hurt yourself. You don't have to do that kind of stuff." And I was like, "No, but I really want to do it. Like, I want to push myself, and you know." And at the time, I wasn't speaking well.
That was actually very cool from Dominic to say
Yeah,
because it's not a common thing to go and say that to others. But that's from someone that looks at you like, look, you knew, but you don't need to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You're here because they already saw your skill.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I really wanted to push myself, and I did the realm and everything, and then I kept on wanting to push. And we went to the skate park, and I was that little box, and you know how I like to skate the box and do tricks and switch ups and everything, but there was no wax, which made it really harder. And after a while, I just tried a switch up. I really totally stuck on it and broke my arm.
Oh my.
Right before the MITA, where I was supposed to be like the upcoming guy from USD coming there and try to skate straight like a proper outsider, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. So we went to the hospital, got a cast and everything, and then we went to the MITA. So
And was that when I met you skating the ball? Or was the year after?
I'm not sure. Maybe the year after. Yeah, it depends if I had a cast. It's this one. Yeah.
Who won that one?
I don't know if it's Laurent Calam, maybe this one with Swiss stance, or if it's Yara doing the gap. I always like
Laurent Calam was the Swiss stance on the king.
Yeah, on the square king, like down flat.
Yes. I don't know if I was on that one or the second one. I remember that I first met you on that place, and we had that conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
And for someone listening to this that they don't know, like for a couple of years I was in charge of Undercover as like brand manager, whatever. It's basically my role was like to build a team and to slowly change the image of Undercover that was supposed to be like the cheapest wheel on the market that would have like unknown pros, and the whole idea would be to build an image around that. So we had to come with something. We came up with the colored wheels because at the moment there was no colored wheels, and then we started building a team. And then I was asked to get like a skater from each place, from each country. And I remember when we were looking from someone from France. Still, that was about the time from the IMYTA Amsterdam. I don't remember if it was the one that you were saying or the one after.
I think the one after.
It was the last man stand at the bowl.
Yeah.
I called it Marne Bowl. I don't remember the name of the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl in Amsterdam.
It's Marne Bowl, or I don't really remember. I skated there a couple of times, but that bowl is amazing. But the truth is, until that day, I don't remember seeing anyone skating a coping like that. Like I told you today, like I've seen before that, I've seen someone that was really impressive for me at skating coping, and that was Wilfred Rosignol, but it was like probably like 5 years before, and then I've never seen anyone skating coping like that, like the 270 backslide to spin around to front torque with the same foot to then spin whatever. I was seriously impressed. I had my beat on my hand, but I remember like that guy, where is he from? France. Okay, that's the guy from France. And
that guy.
And that was cool. We were talking about that today. So then from that moment,
I had a broken arm, and I was still on skate. So there was the first spot was the kink rail, really mellow, and everybody were killing it, and I was just getting it with my broken arm, and everybody was like, "Who's that guy with a broken arm skating?"
I remember the Russian skating, and Nick Lomax was skating with shadows, right?
I don't remember Nick Lomax there.
I think Nick Lomax was skating it with shadows. Is it me or my microphone is not? Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
So.
Yeah, there was Andrei Zaziev doing like full cap true top serial. There was true top porn to whatever from Aragon. There was a lot of.
Who was that?
Who was the UK? Albert Hui, like backslide out
fish to back to Maki. Who was there was a UK guy skating Shadow.
UK guy.
That was probably Nick Lomax. And he did 270 backslide to acid on the rail and 270 backslide to Sweatness on the rail. On those rails.
This was after. I was skating the legacy skates already. Yeah,
that
on
was
the
the
drop.
year after?
Oh yeah, on the drop rail.
Yeah.
He was doing like fakey 450 backslide to acid down the rail. He won the MIT with Armanus doing the sole to transfer topsoul.
Yes,
from
and he did 270.
Zero spin fish brain on the other rail with the ledge under. Yeah, this year was crazy. Even Chassens was like killing the other spot like before the drop rail. Yeah, I remember coming to this.
I remember the Romanian.
Yeah, the Romanian.
What's his name? I love that kid. I'm just thinking about military, but it's not. Come on. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my ice friend. Yeah, it was getting it too. Yeah, it was getting crazy. Yeah, but I remember going there, and there was like the French guys, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Adrien, yeah, go to that rail and do fast slide." That was the day before you could skate there, and there was already a lot of people skating there. Not during the MIT, I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure, I'm going." And I did fast slide first try on this rail, but now that I realize like it could all go wrong so easy.
It's very steep, right?
It's really steep, and it was like aluminium. Imagine if it was not waxed or too waxed. Or
Do you think they were trying to sabotage you?
Probably. There is someone behind the sabotage.
So
no, that was fun.
Yeah, that was the time in skating, but things progressed. That was like mid 2000s, let's say it. But things progressed for you because you ended up like getting like a pro frame.
Yeah.
Did you get any other pro product from?
No, that's it. Just a pro frame from Kaiser at the time, and that's it.
It was cool because I remember there was an H block that I helped make, the one that came on the Carlos Pianowski skates.
Yeah.
And they were going all with that, and then suddenly they come out with one that was very square.
Yeah.
For you, but when I saw it, like, of course, man, the man loves fast line. You need to have one that is like that.
Yeah, I really liked it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this H block was the best. I don't know. That's the best frame I ever had. Like, it's like.
You're talking about the Kaiser type hand frame.
Yeah, it slides really good, and it lasts forever because it's a massive H block. So.
But it's heavy, no?
Was it? Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. I think I could skate them still, yeah.
Yeah, so that's your pro frame. But talking about pro frame, there's something that people might see there in the back when they look at Adrien. There's some light on those skates. That's a completely different era. So you left USD. Maybe you want to tell us why you left USD. How did that happen?
Well,
How long did you skate for USD before leaving, and why did you left?
I've skated for USD right after the MIT with my broken arm. I went to the Fees with the broken arm, skated the Fees with the broken arm, doing the same trick as Aragon on the cupping and stuff. Like it was really crazy. Like I really wanted to be.
You were on a hype.
Yeah, I was on a hype. I really wanted to be someone and stuff. Rollerblading.
You are.
Yeah.
Adrien Anne.
Thank you. No, and then it went on for 10 years. And I had this thing with USD where I was getting paid for the number of views on YouTube. So I was making more like...
There was more Vimeo there, right? On YouTube.
Yeah, it was Vimeo, and after they erased all my video from Vimeo.
They didn't erase your videos.
No?
If you didn't know, they got erased because of the music, the copyright music. There was a time
and you cannot get it back.
No.
Yeah.
There was a lot of videos that were. I'm saying this. I'm not defending anyone.
Yeah,
it really happened with a lot of companies. I used to work with a skate park company that I actually edited a lot of videos, and I was trying to see them the other day.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Or if someone had like a pro account on Vimeo or a plus account, if you don't pay if you don't.
Yeah, it stops. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I had a lot of videos there, but whatever. They were like paying €100 for 10,000 views or something like that. So I was producing more and more videos just to get a little bit paid because I didn't have.
I could be making 3,000 anymore.
No, because I wasn't getting paid. I was just receiving a lot of products. Like when, for example,
You never got paid.
Other than this, no, I never had a salary. Yeah. And so, even Billy O'Neill was getting 1 pair, 2 pairs a year, while I was getting 1 or 2 pairs a month. So I had a lot of products I could sell, and they knew that I was selling some to get a bit of money, and it was better for them too, because it's cheaper to give products than pay or scatter. So
it was easier to justify it marketing-wise.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's you know it as a businessman now. We'll get there.
Yeah, of course. No, but I was fine with it. They were fine with it, which was cool. But at the end, after 10 years, I got a bit bored of it, and my friend Xavier started his company called Trigger. I was like, should I do the move? Should I don't? Should I
not?
Should I not? Yeah, and should I don't? And then I was like, okay, yeah, let's just think about like friendship more than like business or anything. And anyway, I'm not gonna skate until 40. At the time, that's what I thought.
We'll stop skating tomorrow.
And I'm 38 today, and I'm still skating. So we never know. But yeah, I choose Trigger, and I think I did good because the skates are really good. We had a lot of change to do, and there is always stuff to improve. But it started. He started from zero. Like he created a boot, he created a cuff, he created a buckle, he created the frame, he created like everything, every new mold for everything. So.
And this is something that I really think it's important, like, cause this is like actually a call to action. Like for a lot of people that I love what John does, John Julio with them. Yeah. I really respect what he's doing, and I really think it's amazing that a lot of people are getting motivation to skate and like even to do skate business because of what John has been doing for so long. He never really stopped, and he deserves all the props in the world. But there's other skate brands out there, skater-owned brands. And I mean that when I say that, like I'm talking about Trigger, I'm talking about Adapt, I'm talking about there's other skater-owned brands, and I'm sure there will be more because. Yeah, Celtic. I'm talking about like skate, like, but yeah, Celtic's making skates too now. Yeah, and like, of course, the more we support these brands, the more they will be able to develop the products and all that. Because we like,
and it's
I'm gonna bring them again. Like,
it's not like just them just came back with decathlon boot and tried to customize it. So
they didn't try. They actually did it. They made their own thing, and people supported it so much that they could actually.
Yeah, but at first it wasn't the perfect skate, and then it took time to evaluate, and they went through this, but they didn't start from scratch, and also he didn't have the choice, I think, because everything with Valo stopped suddenly probably, and he had no time to create anything. But yeah, Trigger is it's on another level. Like he really started from scratch. He took the money he had from the state instead of. Having the savings every month from the state, he just said, okay, give me everything in one go.
So basically, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so basically in France, when you stop in your unemployed...
No, the owner of the brand worked for someone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say that or not. So.
Yeah, whatever. Like the owner of the brand was working for Nomad's shop in Paris, and he helped develop the street section of it. With aggressive skates, and he saw that there was an opportunity for him to bring new skates on the market. And after his contract finished, he said, no, I don't want to sign again. I just want to stop, get the help from the government for unemployment, and put everything into a company and start a new company from scratch. That's my desire in life, and I follow my dream. And he did.
For someone who doesn't know, have you heard of Rainbow?
Yeah.
Is that what that's
the
name,
Rainbow,
right?
Yeah.
He's amazing as a skater. Like he would shoot topside every rail. He's like crazy good.
He's on another level.
When I saw him in Lisbon, like I remember like a rail that not a lot of people do it, like through fish, through top port, through, it's good.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Okay, so
got injured many times, but yeah, he's really good. And so yeah, he got like the money he should have in 2 years. He got it in one go to start his company, and that's how he started. No help, no anything, and he went to China, and he was like, okay, try to find different companies and ask, okay, can you do this, can you do that, and with time,
factories.
Looking for factories, going to ISPO, going to doing all the job, and he ended up finding a factory that wasn't the right one. He paid too much. He lost some molds, restart with another one. Not a lot of people knows about this background. It's like a lot of effort and a lot of like everything drive with the passion. It's crazy how he went from taking all his time and his money and putting it to like in action, because he really did it. He made his first skate, had Julian Kudo on the team to represent it. We filmed it in Australia. The section was amazing.
How was that? Because it was not just filmed in Australia, there was stuff in China.
Yeah, there was a few stuff in China while passing in China.
You filmed that?
Yeah, I filmed most of the clips, only the backflip that he did from the floor to the bank. This I didn't film, but the rest was filmed in Indonesia and everything. I think it was, I don't remember, maybe Patrick, I don't know, yeah. There was some people in China at the time that was during a competition or something, and he did it on the side, so it was some skaters at the time filming that, and just they gave me the clip to edit, so it was really cool. But yeah, we went from nothing to marketing ourselves for a new brand, and it's not easy, because if I start with Grindhouse, for example, let's talk about it. So Trigger was starting. He had the pre-order and everything, and I was on the Grindhouse team as pro. Kudo was on the Grindhouse team as pro. We had like a budget for the year to travel the world and go to competition, represent the brand. And we were like, that's really cool, because at least we have Grindhouse on our side. Xavier has Nomad because he was working there, so that's a minimum of a few pair of skates, to start, because we didn't know.
Was it still in Nomad when it first started? Or?
No, but it just stopped the work there, so he had the connection with them and could introduce the skates. So we were like, okay, let's do this. We're gonna sell a lot through Grindhouse and through Nomads and through Forward Freestyle and all that stuff, and because we have connections. But it didn't work the way we wanted. So basically, Grindhouse ordered 40 pairs out of the 500s, and after 2 weeks, they already put like a really big discount on it, like really killed the market. Like straight up, instead of, I don't know, let's say 350 euros, they put to 250, something like this. So it was impossible for us to sell the skates at the normal price to the other shop. So that was really, really bad for us. Yeah. And we started with this. And then right after Grindhouse started not giving any trip or any budget for us, neither Kudo, neither me. And
from that moment?
Yeah, from that moment that we got on Trigger skates. So I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. So there is something behind, or I don't know. I never really
investigate.
Yeah, I investigate, because I was like, yeah, fuck it, like that's fine. Like if they want to send me product, they send me product, but I'm not gonna do the effort anymore. That's why I don't wear Grindhouse t-shirts and stuff. And
do you still skate for Grindhouse?
Yeah, they still put me on the team, but I don't get much. I just ask for wheels and stuff when I need wheels and stuff like that. That's it. But yeah, after a while, we were like, how are we gonna do this? Like, the price dropped from 100 euros we're not gonna make enough money to do another production. So we ended up just having enough to redo a production, and everything sold, even if the skates weren't perfect. And after we had to change the factory because we had a problem with one of the factory that closed.
Wow.
And they wouldn't give us the molds because they closed for.
So you lost the molds.
So basically, yeah, we lost the molds. So we had to create all the molds.
And where
After.
did the money from that came? Because that's like a lot of money to make the molds for the shell boot.
The shell boot, we had the mold. It's we lost the mold from the sole plate and the frames, if I'm correct. And
It's
yeah. So we had to pay though. You had to pay like another extra 15K or something to get back the mold.
oh, but you got them because to produce it would be a lot more expensive.
No, just for the boot. But for the other mold, he had to open another mold. I'm sure that he opened another mold for the frame, that's for sure, because there was a version 2 after, with not the axles touching anymore, because on the first version it was touching. And then the sole plates also changed, the plastic changed and everything, so I don't know. Anyway, we changed the factory. This factory is way better, and we started the Beat Chillmere. So that's the skate.
So what about like Nomad and Forward Freestyle with the first skates? Did it sold?
They sold, yeah. They took what they said, and they were correct. So that was perfect. Some other skate shop also. We didn't have any connection much in the US or in South America. So it was not easy, but a few pairs went to Colombia, a few pairs went to there and there.
I've seen in Indonesia seem to be like a.
And Indonesia, yeah, they took like a few pairs at a few skate shop actually, and yeah, that was good. That's why we took also an Indonesian skater on the AM team, and Jesse, yeah, and. Yeah, that's very good to have also Asia representing, because as I am a traveler, I really like to visit new places, and I was amazed by places like Indonesia or Malaysia that I've never seen anybody skating, or I've never seen anything from these countries, and I went there and there was a skate park, there was a scene, there was people happy to see us, and that was really cool. Like,
and for people that don't know, Malaysia there's a lot of skaters, but you can't compare to the amount of skaters that you have in Indonesia. Indonesia maybe not as much yet as aggressive skaters, but the amount of skaters and people interested in skating is crazy. Like there was a time that my YouTube channel had like more than 50, maybe more than 40% of the views would come from Indonesia. And I know that like for a long time Power Slide had one of the main viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, because Indonesia, there's a lot of people living in Indonesia.
Yeah, there's a lot of islands. But there's a lot of interest because there's a lot of people living in a lot of places in the world that don't have that interest. That's.
Yeah, then there is another scene that is really big. I can see on my account, for example, it's Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is huge.
It's really huge.
Brazil.
Even on Trigger, like the Trigger account, there's a lot of Brazilian following us, and that's really huge. But it's another market that is hard to access because of the different rules, and the skates can cost double the price when they arrive and everything. So it's quite complicated, but yeah.
If you get the right distribution, which we got like now with Micro, it works very good in countries like Brazil. And have you been to Brazil to skate ever?
No, I got invited like 100 times a year.
By JP.
Yeah, I need to.
Dude, it's the craziest. I always said the same. It's like I was in Brazil for like 2 weeks, and every day I skated like with more than a group, and each group of people is like. Man, they get together in the city like groups of 30, 40 people. And these were like
back in the days here.
But I'm talking about there would be different two groups if I wanted or if I could, because there was not that I couldn't anymore. I was skating every day like a lot, but there would be more than two groups skating in the same city. I'm talking about one city.
One city.
More than 30 or 40 groups of 30, 40 people skating every day.
Yeah, but I was talking like in my small city there was 60, 65
Yeah,
people.
I'm talking about
sometimes.
30 15 days, like 15 different
Yeah, but
groups.
it's big cities too, Sao Paulo.
Right, anyway, so then from the first model, you went to the BHL, which I had the skate, I made a review, I loved it.
Yeah, they were really, really good, that we improved a lot of stuff. Not everything was perfect because the skates are assembled by hand.
Yeah, it's assembled by hand.
Yeah, and there is a lot of different pieces of foams inside, which has to be really perfectly placed. And
so the way that they do the lasting.
Yeah, the lasting, and they glue it under and everything. And if they do a bit too strong, then they change the inside. So we had a few pairs that were like not perfectly made.
That happens, man.
Yeah, that happens, but we are aware and we talk about it, and we are happy to improve, and we are always listening to people and see what we can improve on.
So for those that we have there in the back, the ones that with the light in the back, those are
the Jeff Downers. Yeah.
So that means that you guys went to America.
Yeah, now we got Jeff Downers in America,
and
killing it on the
getting to
stage.
shops and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's gonna try to sell it also.
You guys won't believe, I'm just watching the biggest cockroach there.
Oh shit! What?
Let's keep going.
Wow, I don't know where, but it's not going there.
That's the biggest cockroach I've seen in a while. That's a cool podcast, the cockroach podcast.
Yeah, so Jeff gonna sell also straight in America. We're gonna have probably I don't know if we have a distribution through him or anything. I don't know exactly what he put on, but I know that we have a few skate shops also that will sell the skates, and of course you can always buy it online too on Trigger Extreme Skates.
Because Trigger also, they're not just a skate brand anymore, they're action sports or extreme.
Yeah, because as we said before, it's hard to survive with only street skating, because it takes time to get the skates on time, and then you don't have skates for a long time, and then there is a
especially with the whole pandemic thing.
Yeah, it's really complicated. So Xavier started to do like skateboarding, because it was like, okay, that's the Olympic Games and stuff. He had this vision like years back. Like it was like, okay, it's gonna be the Olympic Games. I need to be on this market. So he started before the scooters. Also, he started to do some scooters and stuff to get the money involved to again work on the product on aggressive skates. So which is really, really cool. And yeah, so he ended up doing Trigger Extreme Sports instead, so which is a mix of everything. Yeah.
Good. And what about those Jeff Dalton skates? Were improvements made on the foams, as like you were saying?
Like the foam is not as big as it was.
Not as thick. That was one of the things when I made the review of that skate. I said I felt it like it felt very thick, but when I put it on, it felt comfortable, but very puffy.
Yeah, right. Too puffy. Yeah. So now they are like thinner, and also there is improvement on the cuff. So it's another cuff with protection around the buckle. So another mold again. And what else? I need to check, but there is a few improvements that we did that we listened to customers and. Yeah.
And what's coming after the Jeff Dalton skate? Can you talk?
Well, I don't know. Like for the moment, nothing is really made, or like we are still in development. But we would like to create a hard boot. Yeah,
Okay.
That would be amazing.
And is there any Adrien skate or anything like that?
We will see.
Okay, that's good. All good. We're good. And let me just look where the cockroach is, because I would. Oh, it's here.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. Come here. I'll kill you. Anyway, just don't eat me, please. No. Now, from skating to what you do nowadays, they're somehow related because you started traveling a lot through skating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But nowadays, you don't travel for skating. So
No.
what do you travel for nowadays?
So now I switch.
Or maybe explain to people what you do because it's a bit hard, like for someone that doesn't know.
Okay, so basically, I started I really wanted to travel more and do that on Instagram through creating content, being a content creator in travel.
Sorry, it's just like when we make these things, I'm just scared that. Yeah, it's all good.
And so I started to post traveling related content on my channel. That was the rollerblading one, Adrien Anne, on Instagram, but it didn't perform because people are interested into skating and not into traveling. So I didn't get it at the first time. It took me probably a year or two. Oh, it fell on your side, the other side. Yes, it did.
Ah, bitch!
Oh shit!
It's in your camera bag. Telling you.
No, it's not. It passes there.
Where?
It went there fast.
It's
here. It's here.
Step on it.
Fuck! Go step on it. I don't step on this shit.
I'll step. Give me a second. I'm just gonna keep the cockroach. Give me a second.
It's behind this.
Here, cockroach. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh shit. Okay, it's dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cockroach Massacre. We're back.
Yeah, so I understood that I had to
I just killed one.
I understood that I had to create another Instagram dedicated to travel. That's where I started to post all my travel related stuff. And I filmed on skate most of the time, which gave another dimension, and it's totally different from what other creators are doing, and it went really viral for some videos. I got some videos with 3.3 million, 1.5 millions. I got reposted by all the biggest traveling accounts on Instagram, like Earthpeaks, 20 million followers, like beautiful destinations. I work with them and stuff. It went really big.
So are you able to live from that? So people do not know. Are you able to live from that?
No, I'm not really living from it, but I'm doing collaboration all the time, free restaurants, staying at 5-star hotels, and I can get for example, I'm talking now with beautiful destinations for a trip to the Maldives, because they need someone to be there and just act.
And just stay at the hotel.
Yeah, basically, and they film and everything, so I don't even have to film. And this is all paid, so paid for the trip, they pay for the stay. It's a resort that I would never have access in my whole life because it's for really rich people. And
come on, you're rich. You're rich.
No, yeah, I'm rich in love for sure, but but not in money. And yeah, so I have access to a lot of pensions.
So for people watching this, I know, but for people listening or watching this that don't know, how do you survive? What do you do for a living? Other than this, because this gives you a little bit of money.
Yeah, so basically what I do for a living, it's community management. So I take care of Instagram accounts for companies, and I grow them, or at least I create content, and I share them on a daily basis. And I answer DMs. Basically, I do all the community management for them. So it goes from reposting a story from a client to answering a DM, or posting or creating a reel, or all related with Instagram.
But it's on Instagram, or when you do something?
On Instagram.
No
so
Facebook, no nothing?
I'm an expert on Instagram now. I've been really studying the algorithm. There's different algorithm. It's different from
and it keeps on changing.
From a reel to a post to a story. It's 3 different algorithms, for example. And it doesn't keep on changing like people think, but it's evolving. It learns by itself.
Yeah, it adapts to situations. Like if someone starts using 15 million times 3 hashtags.
Yeah. It learns by itself. So basically, it will not really change. the way the algorithm works, they want to show the right content to the right people.
Exactly.
That's it. The only change that really happened was in 2016 when they went from chronological
Yes, to
feed to what you would like.
yes, to suggested.
Yeah, content. That's it. So yeah, basically now that's what I do, and that's good money. Unfortunately, I'm in a travel niche, and it's the COVID situation, so it's pretty complicated to get clients.
Truth being said, I've been seeing you going everywhere. Not everywhere.
Yeah, I still go everywhere, but I mean for a living, to really have a client and for still paying today for community management.
Because for the customers that you have to pay without having the same amount of business happening.
Because what I'm doing with my account, Travel with Adrien, going everywhere and stuff, it's not what pays me. What pays me is like there is, for example, a hotel that want me to create content and post every day on their social media. And
Yeah, I get it. I do that too. So.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it's hard now for the people. The first thing they cut is the marketing, kind of.
Which isn't smart.
Yeah, which isn't smart for sure. That's what we will see right after when it's gonna restart. The people that still did and the one that stopped, big difference. But yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I usually made the most cliche question to most of the people when I do this type of stuff, and that would be like, where do you see like yourself like in 5 years, like with skating as an example? Where do you think you're gonna be with your skating, and not just with your skating, but like with your life and what you're doing and all that?
Well, in 5 years, I would be probably
In France?
Not in France. I'm gonna be traveling around the world. I'm probably gonna be a Panamanian resident and have a company in the USA and make like a bunch of dollars
And then you can
every month. And
you can distribute trigger.
And I don't know. No, that's not my goal. Like I don't want to make money into rollerblading. I still want to be involved in rollerblading and promote it and help people that really want to be in rollerblading as a business.
Mm-hmm. You've been helping me like the last 2 days. Like, the content we made together.
I'm really happy to help you. I'm really happy to help anyone that wants to start a business in rollerblading. And even if it's in the travel niche, I always try to go to the rollerblading scene. Like if I have to. Like I said with you, with Johan Smuda, I contacted him because I needed a bag. Instead of showing another bag company on my Instagram, I would rather show a Yukon because he was in the rollerblading scene, and it's the same for everything.
You always relate to that. No matter what, you'll always be looking for rails.
Yeah, and I'm still looking for rails on skating rails, but and going around the world, I also still have the connection with all the rollerblading scene, and it will never change. I'd rather sleep at a rollerblader than going to a 5-star hotel. So it's two different experiences.
Of course. The last video project that I've seen from you was the one for Blade. What was it? For Blade Union. You made something.
Blader Union.
Yeah, you made like a video part for Blader Union.
Yeah, they have like an interesting concept where they pay the people to create a special video for them. So every time they choose a pro skater around the world, and they're like, okay, we have this budget. Are you willing to put effort on it and do like a 1-minute video or whatever?
That's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool, and I was. Okay, let's just do it. And I went to this street contest in, I don't even remember, Frankfurt, I think it was. And, Stuttgart, yeah. And we started skating, and I had a lot of clips, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna mix this with whatever I have and just do an exclusive stuff for them. And
that's cool. But have you been filming something for something or not really?
No, I'm not just filming for filming anymore. Like, I don't know. So I just have my Instagram, Adrien Anne, that I don't really use anymore. But once I have like a clip or I film something fun or whatever, I just post it on it. And
yeah. So if someone wants to follow what you're doing, but then you can't let the Instagram account die because like you didn't say you will, but in case there's escape with your name, then you need to promote it.
Yeah, of course. No,
And then you cannot promote it on your traveling.
Yeah. No. I'm not gonna let it die. Like, but I'm not as active as I was. That's what I'm saying. Because I really have a lot of work. I'm always on my phone already with the community management, with all the stuff I have to deal with for travel with Adrien. For like now, I work with tourism boards. I work with big hotels, Sheratons, and all that stuff. And you know, you have to always be active, being on the email, responding, and what day.
Otherwise, if you don't, someone else will.
Yeah, and you have to be your own manager, which I learned through rollerblading. So it's correct.
2 more questions before we end this. If you change something that you've done through your skating, it's more like most of the people that watches this. It's, I would say, 99% they're skaters. So if there would be something that you would change in, and I will call it a career, in your skating career, what would it be? You could change one thing.
Yeah, probably focusing more on the style and execution, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on tricks.
Not doing every tricks, like, probably like this, because
Choosing a couple of tricks and just...
not a couple of tricks, I still want to do a lot of tricks, but I've done even too many. Why would you go for a 360 switch Macchio on a mini ramp? Like, I don't know.
I was very happy to do an Elliot Macchio without a grab today, so...
No, but I went through this.
But I also celebrated when you fell down a fish.
No, but I went through this. I really wanted to do every tricks, and it was not necessary. And now when I look at it, I would rather look on the style and
you
image.
would rather focus on a simple Macchio problem.
No.
Come on.
No, still, I want to do something a bit more than
But
just
this is like, honestly,
yeah.
A regular simple Macchio can actually be hard.
Yeah, if it's well executed.
Or if it's in a certain place, like if you're gonna skate like a very tight ball, very narrow, if you just do like a proper Macchio.
Any tricks.
Like a very tight corner, if you do a
Macchio can look amazing.
Yeah, I love this. Mine look good. Come on. They used to, but now I can bend my knee and my back and my foot and my ears.
You know how hard it is for someone tall like you or me to
look good on
skate. To look good on skate, yeah.
That's why I done.
No, but that's the reality. Like
that's the reality.
No, it's really easier when you're small.
Yeah, Luisa Mora, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, compact.
Yeah.
Now, for someone who's been traveling so much, if you could choose the perfect skating location, what would that be? I know you've been like placed from New York for a couple. Like, I would say from 2 perspectives, spots perspective, and like the skaters, like the community around that area and all that. Like, there's places in the world where you go. It's not the greatest in spots, but they can be amazing. I don't know, like I'm letting it up to you.
Yeah, I got you.
Or how friendly they were.
I guess I really liked staying in Barcelona, like when we had the flat with USD.
Yeah, the conference.
The conference, because there was so many spots around, and we were actually living in Barcelona, so we saw the city completely different. We were invited to apartment parties and stuff like that, and we wouldn't go to the tourism like areas and stuff. And
that's in my opinion. You guys, when you guys lived there, of course there's the locals that always did it, like and Mark Moreno. I always call him a nano, like all the locals, but most of the international skaters that always went to Barcelona, they always did the same mistake, but same thing that actually made Barcelona the way it is, which is like they use the metro they came out. There was the famous spot right next to the metro, and they skated, and they killed it because they had to top the trick that someone else did. But then you look at guys like Mark Moreno, or when Richie lived in Barcelona, Dustin.
Yeah.
You guys found like crazy
different
spots, and,
yeah,
like, and then
so many different spots. Like you just go around, you go up, down, you try, you look behind a building, you do, and you find so many spots. It's just incredible.
so you confirm what a lot of people say, like after traveling so much, you would put like Barcelona as the capital for skating.
Yeah, definitely. After, there is also a place that I really like to skate is China, because there is so many good spots, really.
That's from the spot
and stuff.
perspective.
Yeah, on the spot perspective, not on the scene, obviously.
For me, it was the best. I love it.
But yeah, to skate is like, it's like a dream. Everything is new. Not everything is perfect, because the Chinese make it look good, but sometimes it breaks. But
There are a lot of times there's so much marble.
they have a lot of spots, and it's spots that you never seen on camera, which is
Amazing.
what I'm looking for too, because people want to see spots also, not only tricks. Like if you see the same spot over and over and over, it gets boring.
Dude, I got the best time the first time I went to China, just with a GoPro. There was no 360 camera at the time, just a GoPro, just skating through the city and like looking at that building. I think that's the center. And just skating all the way there, getting lost, and then trying to get on taxis, getting kicked out of taxis because I couldn't skate anymore. And then skating more and more. It was the best. I loved it. And I love to do that type of stuff alone too. But that's me. So I guess that's it. I guess we're coming to an end. We only had 1 hour and 35 minutes. We had like an interference from a cockroach, which is dead by now.
Yeah.
It's
official.
It's official. And that was it. Thank you so much.
So sorry about the cockroach lovers.
Thank you, really. Thank you so much for.
You're welcome anytime.
For these days. I will say a couple of days because it's going to be 3 by tomorrow. Like just to have people coming around. I always love it, but like, especially when it's people like you that I know for so long, and I would like really love the way that you skate and all that. And even I don't know. I can only say thank you. So.
Thank you for inviting me and the opportunity to.
No. But for me, the whole goal is like these people. They are the ones that invite you, because these are the people that they want to hear more people talking about skating, and that's what we're doing here. So
perfect.
Awesome. So to everyone who listened to this till now, in case that little subscribe button is still red, that's because I didn't press on it. Because if you press on it,
you didn't.
Yeah, it's gonna. If you press on it, it becomes white, and then there's a bell on the side.
So better be white.
And then check that. If you press on the bell, it goes like. And then there's another one on the side that says join. If you press on that join, is a way to support this channel. So like with like. As I think it's as little as €1 or something. They can support this channel, and I'll keep doing this stuff. If you don't pay, I'll still keep doing it. But the whole idea with that is like, yeah, of course, man, it's my passion, but I want to keep doing this, and all these little bits help. So thank you to everyone who supports this channel. And the last thing that I can tell you is just to never ever forget why we all started skating. And I know that Adrien knows this one. And you know why we all started skating, Adrien?
Because it's fun!
Cheers!
Got a little